Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel.
Anything with the guitar on when I was a kid, you know.
I know, it's been a long couple of months since I last put out my last video, and I've got a pretty good explanation for that, which is what prompted this video, as a matter of fact. I want to go on a journey and take you along with me to basically fix my beauty routine. I no longer have a beauty routine. I no longer have a routine and do repeatedly to the point where it's a lifestyle that I do anymore. I used to do my nails, my hair, my face, my feet, all that, which is what inspired the videos that you guys liked so much. So it made me think that maybe I need to go back to the drawing board and have a routine, because not having a beauty routine has created a ripple effect on the rest of my life. In essence, I need a new beauty routine, and I'm happy to document finding it and establishing a new one that works for me and works for the current phase of life that I'm in, and quite frankly represents who I am on the inside. So let's go back to the drawing board. I've got my journal right here. I was journaling earlier. My diet is out of whack. I'm no longer eating as healthy as I used to. I wouldn't say I was watching my weight or watching my calories, but I'm no longer as mindful as I was in terms of what I'm consuming. And what I mean by that is I used to know what is good for my body and what is nutritious enough, but still makes me mentally alert enough to go about my day and still gives me energy, long-lasting energy throughout the day. Because now what I'm facing and what I'm finding is that I no longer have energy that lasts me throughout the day. Especially at the very beginning of this year, from January period after December. Where I'm from, December we go really hard, and I went even harder this past December, which was a ripple effect in the rest of my life, where I'm now eating nonsense. I'm eating less nutritious foods. I'm eating a lot of fast foods. I'm craving junk food. I'm craving sugar, craving salt, craving takeaways, and it's not something that I was used to before, so it not only was it a huge shock to my body, but I have gained some weight. And usually, like I said, I'm not a Weight Watcher. I'm quite fine with gaining weight, but I dislike the fact that I'm gaining weight due to unhealthy habits. It is a completely different story if I'm gaining weight and yet my habits are still good. I'm confident to say that it's because of the sugar that I'm eating. It's because of the fats that I'm eating and not actually good protein. So I need to go back to my diet. I have been a vegan, have tried vegetarianism, pescatarianism, and I would highly recommend doing whatever the hell one wants. As for me, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, but chief being, I'm gonna get off meat. My body does not process meat well. I've been eating a lot of meat, a lot of chicken, a lot of beef, which can be healthy proteins, in moderation. I've been eating it in excess. And when I mean chicken, I mean KFCs, your butter chickens, all of these takeaways, which is not a good source of protein. I'm not making it, I'm buying it. I don't know what ingredients have been used. I don't know what kind of oils are in there. I don't know what is what. It's just food that is made for me and pre-processed for me. I'm just consuming it. So chief of most, I'm off meat. It's a new month, which is a really good time to reevaluate what is going into my fridge, what is going into my cupboard. And I'm looking into having more fish, completely replacing meat with fish. And that's not to say that I'm gonna be pescatarian, no, but I need another source of protein that is not meat. Prior, I never used to eat any kind of meat. Red meat, chicken, nothing, just fruits, veggies, and carbs. And I know my body is at its optimal when I'm a mostly vegetarian diet and fruit diet. But the thing with that is you can possibly lose a lot of vitamins and nutrients without realizing. So I'm thinking I want to be a little bit more intentional when it comes to nutritious vitamins, nutritious food, minerals that are going into my body, and ensure that I'm eating what I actually need, what I'm actually deficient in, and not surmise and assume I'm deficient in something with no proof or facts. I've never been a big drinker, never really, but after December, December completely contradicts the statement. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I know it's August, it's literally the second half of the year. That was 6 months ago. What am I on about? Well, things have got a ripple effect, you know? Things have got a ripple effect and they last longer than they should. So, up until March, April, I was too heavy on going out drinking alcohol, and I've never been a big drinker prior. So I just went a little bit too hard than it was necessary. So since after April, I've completely cut out drinking. Well, I will have a wine or two, but definitely not as heavy as I used to. Should be virtually every weekend, which is crazy. Yes, lifestyle habits, dropping the vape, dropping all that bullshit, the hubblies, all that bullshit. It just needs to stop, man. It just needs to stop. Like, I'm tired even thinking about it. So that's number 2. That needs to go expeditiously. Number 3, sleep. I'm been suffering from a lack of quality sleep. I can sleep for 8 hours and wake up feeling tired, which tells me that I'm not getting quality sleep. I'm sleeping, but it's not really doing anything for me. My body is not addressed. I'm not healing basically in my sleep, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to heal and rest and recuperate. And I think that is because I can either sleep the whole day or get minimal sleep. I'm always swinging in between extremes, which is terrible for maintaining a routine, by the way. A routine, it's set in stone. It can't change. If at 10 o'clock you're going to sleep, 10 o'clock you must go to sleep. If you're waking up at 5 o'clock you must wake up. There's no room for fluctuations, you know. Up until I noticed this, I was sleeping at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And prior, I had a really good reason for this, because I was still at school, a full-time graduate, a full-time employee as I was working. So I needed to balance my time. And because I was trying to balance my time, my sleep suffered. And now that I'm no longer a student, I basically can get better quality sleep, but I find that I'm still not. So I've made a pact with myself about a week ago, maybe even 2, but I think it's about a week ago, that I'm gonna sleep at 9 o'clock and wake up at 5. Attempt to wake up at 5. My alarm is actually for 4 o'clock, but I'm gonna try wake up at 5 and ease myself basically into waking up even earlier than that. And the way I've done that is I got some CBD gummies. These are, I'm trying to find the percentage of how much CBD is in here, but it actually does not say. So there's 20 grams of CBD in each gummy. I keep these in the fridge because they melt. That's how big the gummy is. Beetroot and raspberry flavored. So I've been using these to knock myself out. I've been using it for 2 weeks, and it's safe to say that they are very potent. They do work, but then again, I use more than the recommended dosage, so they best be potent. Supposed to take 20 grams. Each gum contains 20 grams of CBD. I take 2 gummies, so essentially I'm consuming 40 milligrams of CBD, and it knocks me right away. It knocks me right out, and I need that because I find that the other day I slept at 9 o'clock. I woke up even before my alarm, and I was still feeling slightly rested. Better rest than I've had in a very long time. So these, safe to say, is gonna stay in this current routine that I'm trying to establish to get better quality sleep, which leads me to my next point number 4. Mental clarity. So I was suffering from lack of sleep, but also lack of mental clarity. In the morning, I'd wake up groggy, tired, brain fog. I'd wake up feeling like shit, basically. Excuse my French, but Really, that's how I would feel. So I needed to look for something that's gonna make me feel clear, ready to move, ready to go, fast, sharp. I didn't realize that I was suffering from lack of mental clarity, brain fog, etc, 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 for a good year or two. I didn't realize that, which is insane, because this goes past way longer than when I stopped doing my normal beauty routine, which goes to show how long I was suffering from this, but I didn't realize. So I got some supplements for that. Hopefully it works. I'm very much an all natural girly. I don't believe in pills. I don't believe in pharmaceuticals, Western medicine, all of that. I am very much of the holistic variety, the health variety. So I got some lion's mane and concentration that helps with focus, memory, energy booster, ADHD, which is basically a cocktail of lion's mane, white kratom, gotu kola, ashwagandha, and peppermint. Both of these are mushrooms. It's not actual Western medicine, it is mushrooms. So I'm of the firm belief that in order to, when you start taking healing medicinals, when you start healing, you need to detox. I'm of the firm belief that in order for healing to take place, you first need to extract and detox what was making you sick in the first place. And I went on a dewormer, as well as this parasite remedy by Nature Fresh. Basically try and fix my gut bio, try and fix and remove all of the parasites that have been inhabiting in my gut that I never realized was contributing to my general health issues that I've already laid out for you. Definitely does detox. I've been using it for the past 2 months, for a week. This is going to be the 3rd month. Then to help restore my gut health, from the same brand, which has 15 bacterial strains, starter cultures with selenium, and this is absolutely potent. This is so flipping effective. Okay, my strategy was, for every negative habit, I'm going to substitute it with a good habit. So I started taking probiotics, meaning I need to start eating healthy food. So these are 5 points that I want to work on. There's more. There's definitely more. But for me and being able to stick to them, I'm only capping it to these 5. And as soon as I can master these 5 and have a good grasp on them, enough for it to, instead of being a routine, it's now a lifestyle change. It's for the long term, sort of it being a phase or just a habit. Wanted to put it on film so as to keep myself accountable with sticking to it, with giving out updates, and having a story to look back on where I started and having tracked that progress to where I am. So I'm locking in for the next 6 months, because in January 2026 I don't want to be dealing with this nonsense. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell their friends, and comment. Leave me a comment. Cheers to consistency. Cheers to holding myself accountable and establishing new routines. See you on my next video, guys.